Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for this emergency podcast alert. Live 3 p.m. Here we are on UFC 279 Fight Day with your hosts, TV Scouting MMA and
the Guru back again because it's an emergency. Because Khamzat Chimaev missed weight, and we had 3 fights get switched around.
Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
Honestly, I was just thinking the other day how the fights have really only been canceled generally due to some COVID outbreaks or some other stuff like that. But there hasn't been this kind of fallout of this magnitude in a long time. But you know what it was? I think the MMA gods, they wouldn't let this fight come out wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, this is the fight we all needed, right? Why do we want Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson? Because
it's what the fans want. It's a better fight.
It's a much better fight. Why?
Yeah.
Because this is the one thing I took away. At least one of these guys get to walk away with a victory.
Guru said that earlier. I told him, you got to take that line, man.
You know, we're rooting for these guys so much. And sure, if you were on either of these guys as a dog, you know, great for you. But you have to be able to admit that this is a much more winnable fight for both guys. And a much more competitive fight for the co-main event for Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, I would say so. And you know, I think even though, you know, we'll get into the breakdowns and all that stuff, but yeah, I just think overall this entire fight card is just, you know, much more competitive overall. So, I mean, without further ado, let's bring up the goods here.
It's the way it should be. Shout out to our friend and unbelievable journalist, Alex Behunin, had literally tweeted that and then basically made it all happen. So, yeah. Good job, buddy.
Great job.
Thanks for the show. Yeah, dude, I got Tony Ferguson on there.
Yeah.
I got Justin Gaethje, Francis.
Yeah, we love the Guru shirt. I got the Team Yanez going on. Not as exciting on the front, but
Sejudo.
The comic book on the back.
Shout out Yanez.
Hey, yeah, friend of the show. So, hey, Jew, another friend of the show. Moy's Audio in the chat, getting the carousel going. Curious who Moyes has on the carousel today. Make sure you check him out on Twitter. He's always putting up the funny music videos, the clown face. You know, he's always predicting who's going to lose in a bad fashion. So, yeah, here we are, man. UFC 279 emergency pod. I think we've rambled long enough. It's time to get on to the goods here. Because, yo, Blood Creations, hi from England. What's going on, my dog? Thanks for hopping in the chat. Appreciate you, dude. Hey, people, make sure you throw a like on the video here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. We appreciate you guys because, man, we're ready to get down into business. So, yeah, man, here we go. We got Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. Man, Nate coming in at plus 120, Tony at minus 140 now. That line opened up closer to even with Tony as even a bit of a dog. Now the over 4.5 minus 120, the under 4.5 at minus 110. And as far as the measurables go, Nate Diaz, he's going to be 1 year younger. He's going to have a 2-inch height advantage, but the reach is dead even with Tony having a 2.5-inch leg reach advantage. Ooh, we got the switch transfer at the southpaw. Man, this is going to be a hell of a fight. And
it really is.
And man, I'm following the line movement here, dude. Tony Ferguson, that's what I'm feeling. What are you feeling?
Wow. I'm feeling that this fight is so fucking competitive, so much more exciting. I really, it just makes me so happy that this is how the fight came together because I didn't even want to, like, of course we all were going to watch them, but I didn't necessarily like even want to watch those fights. So I'm really excited to see these set of fights that they booked. This fight in particular, man, what stands out to me the most is really nothing on the stats as I continue to peruse it. What really stands out to me the most is all the narrative bullshit, like how people have looked coming in and things like that. Like, I don't really like how either guy looked, if I'm being completely honest, but
okay,
in comparison to each other, like the Nate doesn't look very good at all.
No, yeah. To me, I was telling Guru earlier, the vibes that I'm getting in this fight is kind of like Robbie Lawler versus Nick Diaz, as far as like the preparation that came in, and just kind of like what the body types are looking like. You know, I don't think Tony looked especially ripped or like anything like that, but no. Hey, I don't think he's going to have any cardio problems here, especially at 170. So even though this fight's now 5 rounds, man, I'm leaning the Fergie direction. Plus, as my boy Dan Tom on the at Protecting Neck podcast, we were talking this week on Thursday. Make sure you check that out, at least for the first 9 fights. make sure you check us out on with Lucrative from Wednesday. But what it comes down to today is that Nate Diaz and his scar tissue, man, and those elbows from Tony Ferguson, it's live all day. And Ferguson's got the volume, dude.
And not only that, when you really think about it, not only does that scar tissue absolutely going up. That, by the way, I wish I could bet that. That'd be like minus 500 that he gets a cut.
Matchups are way better. Yeah,
they really are. But what's more important to me is that, do you remember the first round of the Michael Chandler-Tony Ferguson fight?
No.
Right?
Well, I mean, yes, because I rewatched it specifically for this fight, but no.
Okay, so my point is that Tony Ferguson won that round.
Ooh, spicy.
Like,
it's true though. It's
that's
true.
what I was about to say.
Chandler had to panic shoot,
dude,
right?
I was about to say, respectfully, it's not even a spicy take. Like, he won the round. He landed more strikes. Like, he knocked him down. You remember the knockdown? He knocks down Michael Chandler.
Oh, yeah. Actually, what I said to Guru was, it was funny. It was the same combo that Oliveira actually landed to put Chandler out.
Right.
It was that right, and then that follow-up left hook coming as the counter there as I swing off camera. But it's that second strike that Chandler doesn't see coming twice. 2 different fights. So, Poirier, I hope you're doing tape on that. So, yeah, that left hook. So the question is, Nate Diaz, he's more the traditional boxer, stuff like that. But Fergie, man, he's going to come in with some pressure.
He's a slow starter, as you had pointed out to me earlier. And at the end of the day, like, if Ferguson is a good enough striker to hang with somebody like Michael Chandler until he rushes in and gets clipped, right? And that's,
a front kick to the face on an explosive move like that, Nate Diaz doesn't possess that.
No.
So I don't think we're seeing Tony Ferguson getting knocked out in this fight.
That's definitely.
I also don't think we're seeing Tony Ferguson get submitted in this fight.
Right.
And I think you can kind of say the same thing the other way, except Nate didn't show up ready to fight anyone this fight. He came up ready to lose to Khamzat and get out of his contract. Now he has to show up and actually put on a 5-round performance against Tony if he doesn't want to get finished.
I think their bet is, and this is crazy, I don't think we've discussed this, so we're going to discuss it now. I think it's the Chronic Combat Special.
The Chronic Combat Special.
I think it's
right.
Tony Ferguson.
Did you look up the line?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Because
we'll tell the people, you got to go on DraftKings. You go to the fight parlay section and you pull it up, and it's beautiful. You could parlay Tony Ferguson and the over 1.5. What you got it at, Guru?
Oh, it's at plus 100, baby.
Oh my God.
You know how I feel about that plus money. So unless you were one of the crazy people that somehow got Tony Ferguson at plus money as it opened, you probably didn't. So now he's a favorite on most books. So you should be able to. This is the good way to mitigate it. I don't think that there's an early finish by any means.
Yeah, real quick blast of the stats here, just to give you guys an idea, because we actually were able to just kind of move around the matchups and get you a good breakdown. And realistically, you see Nate absorbs a lot more strikes than Tony, a full extra strike overall. And then the pace, Nate's pace is a little bit better, but Tony, he's not too far off, and he keeps his opponent
level of competition, man. He went 5 rounds with Leon Edwards. He fought Conor McGregor twice.
All right. I understand.
I guess to the other point, Ferguson goes 5 rounds with Gaethje, but I don't know. I still think
overall, though, I mean, you look around at everything, and
level of competition.
They're pretty much even all around.
That's why that's why this is such a better matchup. And I believe you can pull it up on the other pod from Wednesday. I believe I even said it's a fucking shame that these guys are weighing in at 170 on the same pay-per-view and not fighting each other.
It's almost like they planned it.
It's stop. I can't. We've got to go
grab I'll grab some tinfoil soon because we're going to get into that. But okay, we're going to come back.
That's the play. Doing? I think that even should find its way on the Bet MMA page, which is almost fully loaded, which we should probably go talk about.
That's the last slide. We're going to pull up our Bet MMA, which I already loaded, but maybe we'll add that to it. It's not going to be on there. So the other thing, finally, which you're going to see on our Bet MMA, this fight, we like it to start round 4. It's going to the championship rounds, right?
Yeah, I think it does go to the championship rounds.
Mm-hmm.
The only way it doesn't is if Nate is really just bitches out of there in the third. Like he really is just. I for sure think we're getting through 2, and
yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I think it's time to get on to the next fight. Right?
I thought we were moving on. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. So here we go. We got Khamzat Chimaev versus Kevin Holland. So my first question, where's this fucking brawl that everyone's talking about? Everyone's got cell phones. Everyone's got social media.
What happened to
the embedded cameras are supposedly back there. You're telling me we're never going to see this fight break out? Yo, shout out Paul Shag. Things are a little bit fucking fishy.
Dude, did you see what Toast wrote? Do you know Toast?
No.
Do you know Toast? UFC Toast? If you guys don't know UFC Toast, it's the father and son team.
Chaka Toast.
Chaka Toast. Yeah. Dude, they were out to dinner with Khamzat the night before, like the night before weigh-ins.
Oh, no shit.
So they said it's like for sure, like this was all set up.
Wow.
That's what they said. But like what?
Okay,
but,
I mean,
but like I talked about. So either A, it's true, or B, it's the ultimate troll because they're friends with them and they know that that's ridiculous and that he probably missed weight and the doctor really did. I would like all that stuff to make sense. It almost makes too much sense at times, but I tend to prefer the what am I even trying to say?
Yeah.
The not conspiracy side.
Exactly. Yeah. Generally, it's like whatever the simplest explanation is the truth, but sometimes Occam's razor. Yes, exactly. So here we go. Real quick, we'll pull up the stats big screen here as we give you the breakdown by the numbers. Khamzat Chimaev comes in 1 year younger, but Kevin Holland has a 1 inch height advantage and a 6 inch reach advantage
and a 10 UFC fight advantage.
Yes, and on top of that, an 130-minute advantage in the octagon. So really, really, really what it comes down to here is you got Chimaev at -120, Holland at +410. But you look at the over-under, over 1.5 -150, and the under 1.5 at +120. That tells you they're thinking it's Khamzat and they're thinking it's fast. The question is how fast. And the thing is, I don't really want to get into all that stuff. So now that you got a quick look at all the stats, you can see, I mean, Kevin Holland, he's going to be winning at distance if that's where the fight stays for the entirety. But the threat of the wrestling, I mean, you got to figure, you look at the other side of things, it's like Holland, he's not going to have any output because of the threat of the wrestling is ideally what they're thinking. So, ultimately here, we're going to take a different approach to this fight. But what are your thoughts on like the stylistic breakdown here, Guru?
Smash! Is that technical enough for you, TV?
That's pretty technical.
Smash.
I like
Dude,
that.
he's probably gonna smash. Like,
Smash.
I don't. If he even, that's the thing.
Or at least he's. And the thing is, even if he doesn't like end up doing it, he's going to go for it, right?
I don't even what are you talking?
The smash.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, which is what I want to say. If Chimaev shows any respect to Holland at all, that's gonna be a problem.
Hope you guys got your glassware. Yeah, it is a problem if he shows any respect. You're right.
Right, because if you show him respect at distance, if you're Chimaev, you're gonna start actually getting hit, and that's a problem. If you're Chimaev, you want to hit him hard and close that distance, lay on top of him, and start making him tired quickly. Because if you don't, I just think it's just not a game that you want to play. Sure, you can strike with Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns is not nearly the size or the technical striker that Holland is. And that's if you just want to be smart.
This is the best opportunity for the headline Diaz versus Jake Paul. Oh, God. Okay, Paul, you said you wanted in. LOL. And then Moyes Audio. Yeah, this is the carousel, baby. Kevin Holland's about to take a ride on the Moyes Audio carousel.
I just think at the end of the day, Holland put himself in a position to get paid. He said he wouldn't do it unless he was the main event. They said, you know what? How about we make you the co-main event and we'll give you the Diaz treatment of a 5-round fight. This is only the second fight ever, right? Right. To be the co-main event and not be a title fight and be 5 rounds, right? Can you guys think of another one? The only other one was you had Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz. And you had Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz. So I guess it's the third one, right? Yeah. So you're right. Not cool. Too many of these. And I like that they keep expanding on this, even without a title. Bled, will Kamza come out slower as if it's a 5-round fight? Yeah, I think that's a very good point, right? Could he? So, so to your point, that's why Gilbert Burns wins round 2, right? Is that maybe it's not a cardio issue for Khamzat. It was to me, it's like a pacing issue, right? He doesn't really pace himself. So to your question, Bled, right? Does he pace himself because it's a 5-round fight? My kind of thought process is if you're Khamzat, you can't pace yourself. You know what I mean? That's like putting brakes on a Mustang. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta floor it, man. You gotta do what you do. He needs to smash. Like I'm saying, if you're going to start point fighting with Kevin Holland, it's just not the way you win the fight. But wait, that wasn't even our bet on this fight. What? Because at the end of the day, what did we say earlier? If Brendan Allen submits Kevin Holland in round 2, what the fuck does Khamzat Chimaev do with a rear naked choke? Is it round 1 this time?
So the question is, do you do Khamzat Chimaev round 1 or round 2? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to do Khamzat Chimaev and you want to go for a method? Me, personally, the fact that knockouts plus 120 and then submission for Khamzat Chimaev is plus 225 on DraftKings, and Guru's going to scream at me because it's plus 250 on FanDuel.
Yeah, so
you got to check your lines.
So, and that's the other, and not for nothing, they have the odds boost right now boosted on Khamzat to win by KO. And if you know me, you know I love fading those odds boosts. So fade that FanDuel odds boost.
Actually, that gives us I don't think that people know you like that, because honestly, we never go live on fight day like this. So this is a treat on its own right. And then number 2, the odds boosts generally aren't out till later in the week after we do our show. So we like looking at what FanDuel and DraftKings and Caesars, what they give you as their odds boost, because generally that means they want more money to come in on that, because they want like the dumb money to come in.
They feel sure that that's not going to happen, or they feel sure that that's more of a narrative play. I would say at least 70% of those odds boosts do not cash.
So one way or another, maybe you want to play the over 1.5 with that information, or maybe you want to play the Kamza by submission with that information.
I was going to say, I like the over 1.5 in this fight. As much as you kept saying that it's smash. I think
it's more submission.
I think if he's smart, it's the first 45 seconds of this fight takes place on the feet. Then that whole first round takes place in the grappling. And then you get to round 2, and then you're, maybe a little bit more grappling. And then after that, everybody's tired. So you're going to see what'll happen there.
Well, anyways, what we ended up doing, because we didn't love like a specific side or anything in this fight, but it feels like the Tai Tui versus Cyril Gane fight all over again. This fight's going to go over 1.5, but this fight is not going to go the distance.
No way.
So I think you could cash on both those bets. You could get the over 1.5 at minus 150, and you could get the fight not to go the distance. We got it in a parlay, minus 330, with the fight to start round 4 in the main event at minus 175. We put 2 units down. So we'll get to our Bet MMA page. You'll see that all. If you guys want to go take a sneak peek, Bet MMA, Chronic Combat, you can see all of our plays before we pull them up. We'll show you on the last slide. But I think, is that all we have on that fight?
Yeah, and I think just to be clear, like while Nate Diaz's performance can be suspect, right? I feel that inevitably he will pull out the dog in him in this spotlight because of now his opponent. If he got submitted round 1 by Khamzat and flipped everybody off and said he didn't lose, like it would have been whatever. Like it's just classic Nate Diaz. But here against Tony, you've got to come out and bleed a little blood and put on a real damn show. And I think he will. I just don't think he'll be the one that comes out on top of it. And I also think that Khamzat will be able to get it done. Holland is very happy that he got paid. So, I mean, maybe he feels like he has nothing to lose. How many times does Holland only get halfway up, look up to the crowd and smirk? Sorry, guys. All he wants to do is ask. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely working on his wrestling. So, I mean, it's just not going to be Khamzat level.
Yeah.
But and listen, Kevin Holland, let's just give Kevin Holland a shout out. He has put himself in a premium position taking this fight, just so you're all clear. This is a lose-lose, I mean, a win-win matchup, obviously, because doesn't matter. Like, he stepped up on short notice again for the UFC. That's why he's in this position to begin with, because remember, he did 2 main events in 3 weeks in a row, or 2 within 3 weeks.
Yeah, also up at 185, and also before he took time off to work on his wrestling specifically.
He's just always been a company man, and when you're Dana White's guy like this, he doesn't forget it. So doing 5 rounds with Khamzat right here is just is extremely important.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think it's time to get on to our final fight to break down on this updated card. Make sure you guys in the chat, make sure you like this video, please. We don't ever ask for your money. We just ask for your support. And the best way you can do it.
We'll take your money.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to, whatever. But like, put a like on our video. Make sure you leave a comment in the chat. We appreciate all you guys. But my only confident play is Kuda Lava Walker not to see round 2 at even money. That's pretty solid. You'll see all of our plays. We actually stayed off of that fight. But yeah, like and subscribe, please. Chronic Combat. Hey guys, we're trying to build the channel, and we've been having a bunch of fighters on for interviews and trying to give you guys the best breakdowns and the best bets. So that's all you can do to help us, and that's all that we ask, really. I mean, That's it. And make sure you follow our Bet MMA and all stuff. And yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, me too, baby. Send me some dough. Send me some dough, baby. Hell yeah. I think we could all use a little extra dough in our life. So
Hell yeah.
Here we go. Our last fight to break down on this specific emergency podcast, as Dr. Phil is thinking about joining the show. Here he is. Dr. Phil is in the building. What's up, buddy? How are you?
He doesn't like to be held.
Nah, but we'll bring him on for the friends and family. So yeah, we got Jingliang versus Daniel Rodriguez, the Leech, coming in, man. I mean, what a gangster, taking a fight against a guy that weighed in after a weight cut 10 pounds heavier than him. I don't think enough people are talking about that. What do you think, Guru?
Nobody's talking about that, honestly. And I think the reason is, I don't know. I think the reason is that maybe Jingliang is a savage and that he's not making a big deal about it.
Yeah, I mean, his agent is the one, or his manager is the one that actually had to post it himself. Like on Instagram, he was like, yo, he was the only guy that had to take a fight against a guy that weighed heavier than him. Like, if Nate was the one that agreed to it in the first place, we never would have had all this. So you got to thank Jingliang for being a fucking gangster.
And you also have to thank him. Did anybody see the footage of him fucking saving Tony Ferguson from tripping over the cords?
Again.
He's literally, he shows up, he buys a nice suit to come to he learns English for us. He's become the fan favorite after this card. You're going to hear him get a huge pop, I think. Yes. And I actually think he's going to win the fight.
Oh, man. So, okay, here we go.
Can I just be honest?
What?
D-Rod looks not very – I really like D-Rod.
I love D-Rod.
I loved it. I invited him to be on the pod, but I am curious that, like, at the 180, if he just didn't – I don't want to say he didn't train as hard, but if you didn't get into as good of shape.
He took the fight on short notice. So did Kevin Holland. That's the truth of the matter. Khamzat and Nate Diaz knew that they were headlining this card. We didn't know that we had Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez until 2 weeks ago. So what that tells me is that both of those guys are facing an uphill battle in this matchup. Jingliang came in knowing that he had the opportunity of a lifetime to beat Tony Ferguson as the co-main event on a pay-per-view. Well, guess what? You got downgraded to Daniel Rodriguez, but TB over here, I'm fucking thrilled, man, because guess what? What the fuck did I say all week? I don't want Jingliang at minus 300. I want him at plus money. I want that knockout between plus 400 and plus 600. Oh, I'm all over it. Let's go. It's 2 units. Jingliang by money line, and then by money line. By money line.
By money, he's gonna strangle him out. He's gonna hit him with the money line choke.
Plus 145. So like, I think, yeah, dude. Oh man. So ultimately, yeah, I really like this fight, and yeah, I got Jingliang 2 units on the money line, and then the knockout plus 440. I'm gonna throw a little degenerate play on the side on that, but it might not make it onto our Bet MMA.
Yeah, it probably. Wait, what will make it onto the Bet MMA?
The knockout at plus 440.
Yeah,
I don't think so, but it's all good.
He really might do it though.
Yeah, he might. I just think, yo, listen. We were talking about Muslim Salikov, one like a generational striker, you know, like one of those guys where, you know, he should win every matchup on the feet. Jingliang was a step ahead of him in every single department. And Daniel Rodriguez, I think at 180 is going to be stuck in the fucking mud for a guy that relies on his volume and cardio. Jingliang by KO. If Moise is on it, I know we're fucking good to go. Moise, shout out to the dog. Get the carousel rolling, because Daniel Rodriguez is taking just one trip around. He's not stuck there for life, but yeah, Jingliang all day, baby. Let's go. Plus 145, 2 units. That's our co-dog of the day. And you'll see it. We're about to pull up our Bet MMA. Any last thoughts on this fight? I mean, I don't even need to break down any like fucking other shit on this, man. Like it's just
one thing I'll say is that again, Lee looked really, really in good shape standing next to D-Rod, and the size discrepancy didn't seem to. I mean, obviously they were the same height. They looked very much the same height, and I don't think D-Rod was like that much thicker or anything.
He just he looked thicker, but
not much thicker, is kind of,
but like in a bad way, not in like a good way. Elise Reed too. So all right, here we go, guys. So you joined us for the show. There's a lot more people here, honestly, than I was expecting. I wasn't sure what would happen, but we appreciate all the people in the live chat. Make sure you let us know what your best bet is. down in the comments here because we want to know too.
And if you can go on, listen, if you're on Twitter, I assume that's how you found us, go and like and just retweet that tweet out there. So you don't know. I mean, even if you don't think you have a lot of followers, who cares? Like, oh, what if you have 50 followers, dude? If one person wants to look at this video, that would be awesome. So any way you can support us like that too is unbelievably appreciated.
Yeah. So here we go. Final plays, guys. It's official. You won't see us on the screen right now. We're just giving you a full screen look at what our best bets are for today. You can see Li Jingliang, 2 units, co-dog of the day with Johan Liness. You had to catch him earlier in the week. You got to follow us here on Bet MMA. This is what it looks like every time. We'll show you what book we got it at. So you see Liness at FanDuel earlier in the week, plus 114. We got Lee today, plus 145, both at 2 units. Our best bet of the day, it's split among a few people. Hakeem Dawodu, 6.3 units and minus 210. That weigh-in.
He's like, when he didn't show up early, I'm like, this is a problem. And TV's like, no, he's fine. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, pal. And then he missed by 3 pounds. And I was like, what the fuck?
I'm just hoping that it doesn't change too much in what I think actually.
What it could hurt is what it can very much affect is his chin.
Yo, Moyes, we love you, man. With the retweet, you don't know how much that means,
Dawodu, and I think to what Lucrative was kind of saying, I think you're going to see Lucrative play Arosa, and I think you're going to see Lucrative play Arosa by finish, and I think there's very good chance that he gets it.
Yeah, good chance.
Because let me tell you this: what does a bad weight cut do? Affect your chin. What was Lucrative saying? I mean, and we saw in his opening fight versus Antonio, it was a suspect chin.
Yeah.
So it's very possible.
So the thing is, there's no cashing out on Bet MMA. Full disclosure, we placed this bet the same time we placed Johan Liness. So you win one, you lose it. That's how life goes. And sometimes you beat the line, sometimes you get a bad win. And you know what? You got to live with the results.
We do.
You do. Because at the end of the day, Hakeem Dawodu could come out here and get a round 1 knockout, and it could just be a moot point overall. So anyways, we got Danielle Wolf. We actually ended up flipping here from my podcast thought. We sketched off with Norma Dumont, and you know what? Danielle just looks
she's huge. I mean,
much better fight shape. She was huge. I mean, so yeah, half a unit. It's just a little play at plus 320. Obviously not a best bet. Our other best bet, though, 7.4 units on Almeida, Jaltin Jr. Almeida, and Jake Collier parlayed for minus 246. We threw down 7.4 to win 3. We have also parlayed Super Melly, Melissa Martinez, with Hailey Tang, plus 155, 1 unit. And finally, like we talked about on this show and gave to you guys, we had Holland Chimaev doesn't go the distance, minus 330. And then Ferguson Diaz fight to start round 4, make it to the championship rounds. That comes out to plus 105, another couple units. So we have plenty out there to cover any misgivings, no matter where it happens. It could be a best bet, but we just need to, it's about unit sizing and spreading it out. So we hope you guys, bet responsibly and do your best here. There's our best bets, and we'll come say goodbye to you guys. This was a great time.
Danielle by submission plus 4,000. That's
yeah,
funny.
dude, Moyes. Hey man, thanks for hopping in the show today. Really appreciate you. We've been following for a while. I know you have too, but it's always nice to see you in the chat, man.
Thanks for the retweet, Moyes.
Yes, definitely. So hey man, that's just about it here. We're pumped. We got the fights coming up today. We're always hanging out. We're glad to invite you guys to hang out with us today.
Absolutely.
This is a great time.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely stay tuned. And listen, I'm going live right after, I believe very soon after
like 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes after the fights.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, with the boy.
We're going live with Dan Tom to break down the recap of whatever happens tonight, which will be near like 2 a.m. here Eastern time. So I have no idea what that's going to look like.
Spark one up, baby. It's
Spark two.
We're all smoking together, baby, all the time. We appreciate you, man. Always, one of the big fans of the show. And then let's go, Team Diaz, the real gangster. Hell yeah, man. Hey, if Diaz wins, we would appreciate that too. Like, I'm just excited for anything. That's why don't be illegally live streaming. I'm watching.
Yeah.
Thanks, UFC. We appreciate you guys coming in.
We would never do that.
We would never. Hey, how about that? How about that media pass?
Yeah, how about that media pass?
We're gonna get that website up, so we're a little more fishy. Okay, Don't worry. And Juice Spark 3, baby. Let's go.
Or 4.
Yeah, or 4, man. We love you. All right, guys. Well, hey, that's about it. Thank
30
you
minutes.
so much for joining us today. Spark 3000, baby. Let's go. Yeah, so we're going to hop out of here. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. We'll be live tweeting throughout the night. And make sure you spark one up, baby. That's all that you need to do.
Yeah, make sure you talk to us on Twitter today. We'll be super active all day. We're just going to be watching the fights and doing what we do best. And like I said, make sure you tune in with me and Dan Tom tonight, right after the fights, because we got to talk about that shit. It's going to be crazy. I'm Guru Scouting MMA, Twitter Verdict, Instagram Tapology. You're going to see my shit up later. And we got my amazing co-host at TB Scouting MMA, Twitter Verdict, Instagram Tapology, at Chronic Combat Conversations on IG. Get after us. See you later. See you on Wednesday. Or maybe Monday. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how life goes. Take care, people.